welcoming you to the series called Hear from the Alchemist. I'm Ankita Thadani, founder of Secret Alchemist, and today we are going to talk about Ureco. It's a contrast therapy, and we are here with thermalist Karan Jadhav, who's going to tell us all about it. Karan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Right, so hi guys, I'm Dr. Karan Jadhav. I'm a prosthetic dentist and I'm also India's first and only thermalist instructor. So technically I'm the only one certified in the country to help people enter the cold for the first time, understand the science behind hot and cold, and basically help people do this very difficult thing with ease. We are India's first contrast therapy center, that's Ureco, and we're based in Khar. We've helped over 700 people get in the cold for the first time so far, and it's been a great journey for us because it's been a purely organic growth for us. It's purely referral based, so it's been fantastic. We're also the sponsors for Mumbai Soccer Prodigy, so we're recovery partners for them, and we've become recovery partners for a lot of tournaments, be it pickleball, paddle, cricket, or even something known as tech ball. I don't know how many of you know tech ball, but that's happening in Andheri. So we're constantly out there trying to make sure that a service such as this, such as contrast therapy, which is so simple, yet a lot of knowledge is really missing and absent in this area. So we're trying to get that out to as many people and as many athletes out there as possible.
Got it. And as you know, in the series Here from the Alchemist, we want to understand everything about wellness. Honestly, quite a newbie in understanding contrast therapy. So let's ask you some questions for our viewers to understand this better. So hot or cold first? I feel I'm always confused with the golden rule. Should I be dipping in the cold water first or going for the sauna?
Now, this becomes a matter of personal preference of where you start, but where you end is what's most important. If it's in the first half of the day, I do prefer my clients to end in the cold. Because the cold is going to give you that nice dopamine rush. It's going to give you, your metabolism is going to go up. You're going to be in a slight calorie burning mode through the day, which is what you want to be in the first half of the day. Second half, people, they come in, they focus a little more on the heat, so they end with the heat.
Okay.
So even if you start with the heat, you want to end with the heat in the second half of the day.
Right.
Because that's going to improve your circulation. The red light in our sauna is going to help release melatonin, great for sleep, great for relaxation. So focus on the heat at night, focus on the cold in the morning.
Understood. And I know it's a funny question, but what's the craziest reaction you have got from somebody who has taken the ice bath? I'm sure you have got crazy ones.
I have two pretty, I think, interesting stories. One would definitely be that I had somebody who just started crying in the cold. It's not fun, but it happened. And while she was inside, she was crying, and she came out and she was laughing. She was inside, she was crying, she came out, she was laughing. So it's understandable, it's backed in science. It's the same set of neurons that get triggered during a trauma response get triggered when you're in a stressful environment like the cold.
Oh, interesting.
So because they get triggered, people do tend to get overwhelmed, and that might lead to people tearing up and crying. But I've had just that one case where that lady started crying, but she was fine. She was happy at the end of it. She felt great at the end of it.
Correct.
The second one was, I think, it was like 12 a.m. and I got a call, and I was just out for dinner. Ureco we shut the place for the day, and got a call and like, I need an ice bath urgently.
Oh,
and
I didn't know this was urgent therapy.
And exactly, and I didn't know it was urgent therapy. So I'm like, okay, what's happening? And just out of my curiosity, I said, hey, you know what? I got you. Come in.
How nice. Okay.
And she came in at 12:30. I was halfway home. I came back, opened up the space for her, prepared everything, and then she said she was going through like a bad mental episode that day, and she really just needed to kind of tap into her parasympathetic system and move out of that fight and flight state.
Right.
And it really helped her. So I think these two stories, I haven't shared these with anyone, but I think they just tell you about what people are going through on a day-to-day basis.
And it also tells you how this therapy is so beneficial, right?
If
somebody wants it so urgently at 12 in the night, they know the response they get out of it, the therapeutic value they get out of it.
Once you understand your body, you can really take the steps towards optimizing your life in the right direction.
Correct.
And it's just that this lady was a highly educated, she was a neuroscientist, and she knew what she was doing.
Correct.
Which is why she called me at 12. She's like, hey, I need this. I'm just glad that day I could get to learn something new.
Right.
And also help someone out.
Right. So, does this therapy help with mental health situations? Like, I would love to understand the science behind that.
Anybody kind of coming out of anxiety, depression, all of these episodes, they do tend to find a lot of benefits from contrast therapy.
Okay.
A lot of people look at contrast therapy as a way of being mindful for that half an hour or an hour. Because the cold is something you just cannot escape. The ice bath, the plunge is something you just cannot escape. Once you're inside, you just have to be present. Your brain's not going to allow you to be anywhere else.
Right.
So the life that we're living today, we're in a state of constantly looking at the next thing. I was speaking to somebody today and I was like, I'm constantly looking at, okay, what's next?
Always.
I'm like, okay, today I have 2:30, I have this, now I have this. There are only few times in a week where you're like, I'm only here.
Yeah, present in the moment.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is so important now.
Correct.
And as kids, we just would do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I think personally, as I've grown up, I've just forgotten to do that.
Correct.
And the cold allows you to stay in that moment. And that mindfulness practice really is just so healthy and nourishing for your emotional well-being.
So just kids' perspective, I'm just telling you, literally I went to a pediatrician for my child 2 days back, and I was telling him how he's getting bored at home. And the doctor was like, it's okay to get bored. You don't have to stimulate him every second. You don't have to give him a toy every second. I think we as adults or, as millennials are so used to, people of our generation to constantly be stimulated.
Yeah.
When I'm in my car, I stop for 2 minutes at a traffic jam, I'm scrolling on my phone, right? In that 1 minute of that red light, I want to do something. Which is not good for us and not good for our mental health, and that's where honestly all of us are trying to give that 5-minute pause to somebody in this hectic, chaotic life. So temperature hacks, if someone does not have access to your setup, is there an easy way to practice this contrast therapy at home?
Yeah, absolutely. So just right in the morning, say a lot of people don't want to have bath with cold water. Start with hot, then end with cold. And if you want to kind of simulate the same set of neurons in your brain, and if you want to kind of activate the same systems, then you want to go for a hot cold shower. Just start off with that. So every morning you can just do that.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it does kind of do the same job.
Okay.
Of course, it cannot do it as effectively as the contrast chamber can with the extremes of temperature.
Correct.
But it does theoretically do the same thing, and that's what I prefer doing as well.
Correct, at home. Interesting. So what's that one thing people often misunderstand about how contrast therapy helps in recovery?
A lot of people think that it's placebo.
Okay.
Which is, I do believe that your mind and your subconscious, I do believe in those things. I believe that it does have its own power. I have read books, I've come across studies which show that just the power of your mind, basically. If you heard about the chicken off the top. You heard about the chicken experiment?
No.
They took a robot.
Okay.
And it was designed to stay in a space, and it was supposed to move randomly.
Okay.
Now what they did is they let some eggs hatch while the robot is there.
Okay.
So the eggs hatched, and the chicks that came out assumed that the tiny robot is the mother.
Oh.
Now the robot is now supposed to move in this space randomly.
Right.
Now where the chicks were kept in one corner.
Okay.
The second time the robot was allowed to move randomly.
Right.
If you see in the pattern of movement, the robot only stayed around the chicks.
Oh.
The robot that was programmed to do something did exactly what the mother would have done of being around the kid. So it just kind of goes to show that these chicks, whatever their wavelength that they were kind of passing on to that object.
Oh, super interesting.
Yeah, you should read about it. I'm probably not putting it across the right way.
Yeah, correct. But
so I do believe that placebos work. They do help. There is a certain power that your mind does have. But this is completely backed in science, which is what we also specialize in. The moment you came in for the first time, or even Samantha came in for the first time, it was us talking to her about the science of things, explaining what happens in your body on a circulatory level, on a brain chemistry level, on a cellular level.
Correct.
These are the three main things that happen. There are other things that happen as well. if we want to have that conversation, we can totally get into the depth of it. But we do educate people, give them that knowledge, give them the protocols, tell them what systems get activated when you're in the cold, when you're in the heat, so that knowledge is what allows you to get over the fear of the unknown.
Correct, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just the fear of the unknown which people are like, thanda kaise karenge?
Yeah.
But once you're aware of how your body works, you just kind of...
So I remember when I walked in as well, I had no clue. It was the first time ever. And small things, right? You explained me the science behind it and also prepared me for what's to come, right? You told me your feet will hurt the most, your tips of your fingers will hurt the most. And I feel all that prepped me that, okay, what I'm going through is normal. And I remember feeling fantastic when I walked out of here. So clearly helps. Chill but intense. If contrast therapy was a personality, how would you describe it?
I would hope that it would be me. Actually, no. If contrast therapy was a personality, it would be really toxic.
Exactly.
Right? It would be a super toxic personality if contrast therapy. So it would be hot one day, cold the other day. But somehow always leaving you feeling good at the end of it. So
exactly describing a toxic relationship, but yeah.
So contrast therapy would be a very toxic person. But it isn't toxic, guys. Like, do not cut this. Alright. Personally speaking, I have been really struggling with sleep.
Okay.
And I keep trying to be like, no, I need to get to bed. I came across this reel that said that for once I want to sleep yesterday. Because even today I've slept today, right? I slept at once. So I'm like, for once I want to sleep yesterday because I really struggle with sleep. So when it comes to like, what would be your one secret Alchemist product that you would recommend? Something like a morning boost or like the night calm?
So thankfully we have products for both, I would say. Today also one of the top selling products is the Calm, which is we suggest to use during the day. It's stress relieving in nature. I mean, today everybody has crazy stress levels and we want to solve for that. We want people to have that 5 minute of peace, serenity, as I spoke about, which is the reason we have the Calm range, which is has all the therapeutic grade essential oils that help you to calm down, for stress relief as well. It has lavender, which people are aware of. It has lang lang, patchouli, everything which is very calming in nature. And then we have our Dream range, which is basically all the essential oils that are sedative in nature. So I myself use a Dream roll-on at night. I find it really helps me to kind of wind down. What people need to understand though with our products and with aromatherapy in general as well, that it's not magic, right? It's not like I will use it for one night and suddenly sleep deeper, faster and earlier. It needs to be part of your ritual, it needs to be part of your lifestyle, and you will see its effects from a week or 15 days from applying it religiously. And you will try to solve for that ailment, say 3 months of continuous usage. So that is something that people need to understand and have the patience with aromatherapy. But the essential oils, the pure grade essential oils works wonders in kind of solving for your stress levels during the day. And the Dream range helps you being sedative in nature and help you wind down and sleep deeper at night.
Nice. Cool. I want to try the Dream range out for sure. So what's your go-to spot to apply aromatherapy roll-ons on a busy day? Because see, I personally like to apply perfumes.
Right.
So I do know of a few spots where you apply it.
Correct.
But would it be different from like how a roll-on would be applied?
So I'm glad you brought that comparison between, I would say, a fragrance and an aromatherapy product. Firstly, I feel unfortunately aromatherapy is a very loosely coined term, right? Like people assume that it's nothing but a perfume or it's nothing but a fragrance, which is not the case. We are using pure therapeutic grade. The certificates are all on our website as well. And they work in a similar fashion as how fragrances work. So I understand the relation people draw towards it. But pulse points, or why pulse points? The blood is closest to your skin at the pulse point level. So the absorption level is way faster. And how the aromatherapy works is through inhalation. Is when you inhale the aroma, it triggers your olfactory nerves, sends signal to the limbic part of your brain to whether calm down, release certain hormones, help you feel nicer, calmer, or maybe help you sleep better. So the pulse points that we suggest for our products are primarily which are easily accessible. So there are 7 pulse points in the body, but I feel the 3 of them which is easily accessible would be the temples, would be behind the ears, and would be at the wrist.
Right.
So you apply it, inhale the aroma, the absorption is faster, and you will feel that therapeutic response within 15 minutes of its application.
That's very cool. Nice. For someone with only 5 minutes to spare, how can they use aromatherapy to reset their mood. This is something that I can totally relate to.
Yeah.
Because I am running around all
Correct.
the time. So yeah, if I just have 5 minutes to be like, I don't even have half an hour to do the therapy.
Correct.
How can I help
So
myself?
you will not believe the tagline of Secret Alchemist is personal care with a purpose. The reason we kind of did that was that as simple as the newly launched products of ours, right? Everybody uses body creams. Everybody is using body creams with the perspective of it being nourishing and hydrating in nature, which it's supposed to do. But we as a team sat down, even with Samantha, and we were like, what is it that it can do further, right? We wanted to do something which is personal care with a purpose, which is the reason the creams, the mist that we have launched actually has that therapeutic grade essential oils of ours. So we realized people were loving our formulations in the roll-on format. We wanted to give them in a more accessible format, which was creams and mist. Because again, very easy to take it with you. Everybody applies cream during the morning for hydrating purposes, as even at night from a nourishing perspective. We use those therapeutic oils such that during the day, the creams help you to be stress-free. So all that therapeutic grade essential oils are in our calm cream format. You apply it during the day, it helps you feel stress-free during the day. And for that 5 minute of peace that you want during your hectic schedule, I feel the Calm Mist is a great product that we have launched. It's literally, you can carry it in your purse. You just spritz it over your body, you inhale those essential oils, and in that 5 minutes you're in the moment, right? Like when you're inhaling these essential oils, I think it's almost like a reset button for the day, and that's what we are trying to achieve with our products. So for that 5 minute, I would say a calm mist or a calm roll-on is great because you're in the moment, you're applying it, you're inhaling the essential oils, you forget about the troubles. Those essential oils are working magic in your system and you feel present in the moment, and a reset button for the day.
Nice. I do agree with the mist thing. I feel like when the mist hits your face, like the way it feels, it's just so much, you're right there, and it feels so pleasant, and it's a good feeling.
I have to send that to you.
Okay, if someone could choose only one product for their daily routine, which would it be and how should they use it?
Only one. Very difficult because I'm very biased towards a lot of products, but I would...
Before we go into that, what are your product ranges like?
So currently all of them are with an ailment-based approach. We obviously use aromatherapy in two formats, which is through inhalation and topical application. So a lot of our products are in a roll-on format where you apply it to the pulse points, inhale the aroma, and you're using the inhalation aspect. Then we also have a lot of range from a topical aspect, which is, for example, a joint pain oil, or for example, a toned body massage oil, a PMS oil. So all of those are body massage oils. Again, skin being the largest organ, the oils get absorbed into your bloodstream and aid in lymphatic drainage or increasing blood circulation and helping you feel better. So we have our hair care range, which is obviously has goodness of rosemary, thyme, curry leaves, everything which I think your dadi told you is good for your hair. All of that is there in our hair oils as well. We also have our range of roll-ons, which is from an ailment perspective, whether it's migraines, whether it's stress, whether it's anxiety, nasal congestion, the top ailments here in India. We also have our body creams, which are personal care with a purpose, which are creams and mists as well. And then the body massage oils as well. So
that's a huge range of products.
Yeah, and many interesting products are launching soon, so you'll hear about that as well. But we are trying to solve for everyday ailments, right? We literally sat down as a team and wanted to solve, say, for the top 3 ailments in India and have people choose the form factor they want, right? Certain people feel it's easier to apply a roll-on, we have a roll-on for you. Certain people feel creams are easier for us, we've got creams for you, we got mists for you. We want you to have that variety of form factors and whatever very easily integrates into your life.
Convenient
it should be convenient, right? Wellness has to be convenient. In today, everybody's running from one thing to the other. I do not have time for 1 hour showers, right? I do not have time for, some people don't have time to even work out, which is not a good thing, but we want to give you that 5 minute of peace, that 5 minute of reset button through our products. So something which is convenient for you.
But which is that one product then you would say that this is
as
a first time user, like what would you be like, this you gotta try?
So I feel I'm a very anxious person, and also unfortunately people have a very bad reputation towards anxiety, and I think I would like to talk about that as well. There's good anxiety and there's bad anxiety, right? And when I say about good anxiety, it's the kind of anxiety that you feel during every day when you're doing something, right? It's the anxiety that helps you to perform better. If you're not anxious, you will not try to kind of overcome it and do a good job, say, at a presentation, or do a good job with like a meeting. So everyday anxiety kind of pushes you beyond the limit to do something better, like as simple as doing a podcast, right? I might be anxious 5 minutes before it because it's something that's going to go live and so many people will watch it. It's good anxiety. I think the anxiety before it gets chronic in nature, which obviously gives you palpitations and you're not able to perform and every day it's kind of crippling you, is something which is chronic in nature. Now, what we as a product, which is a self-care product, it's an anxiety reliever. It basically has all the essential oils that helps you to calm down, right? And I feel it works wonders for me. I would want everybody to try it out as well. But I just feel it helps you to bring you back into the moment, right? I think with anxiety, it is you tend to overthink so many random thoughts that are not going to happen. And I feel it's just important to be in the moment, right? Like as you said, in the cold water, in that 2 minutes, you're in the moment, you forget that you have anxiety or you forget what the mental health issues you have, which is exactly what this roll-on does as well. So I feel before my anything week, like before I went to meet Samantha, I use the self-care roll-on. So I feel that is the one thing that I always have it in my purse, that before I get too anxious, I tend to kind of use it. So that's my absolute favorite product. It has Lang Lang. I absolutely love that ingredient. I feel not many people know about this. It's champa oil actually, but everybody knows about lavender and its relaxing benefits, but Lang Lang is great for curbing your anxieties. It's great for sleep. It's one of those hero ingredients that people should know about as far as essential oils are concerned.
What would you recommend for me?
So, people ask me these questions. It's better, obviously, if I understand your lifestyle better. But I would say generically, I would definitely say that you should use the Calm Mist during the day. I think everybody needs that.
I think as a first-time founder, you'll be like, he might definitely need to stay calm.
Yeah, for sure. Any entrepreneur out there starting their journey needs a calm range from us, and also needs the dream range, which is the reason I think they are the best sellers. Because you need to sleep well, right? Like your body resets, everything resets when you sleep well. So I would say the dream range for everybody and the calm range in the morning would be a good balance for any individual.
Perfect. Okay, so how do you recommend incorporating aromatherapy into everyday rituals like skincare, work breaks, workouts?
It's not that intense. It's not that you require a lot to incorporate aromatherapy into your lifestyle, which is the reason we created products also which were easy to incorporate. As simple as having a diffuser at your workplace, right? You just put certain essential oils, the entire aroma of that place kind of enhances and it helps you to feel calmer. Just simple things at night. If you could apply the dream cream and sleep, it just helps you to kind of wind down, sleep better. You can light the candle next to you. We have our candles as well, which has the same formulation. It's just about incorporating it in a ritual format, right? Even when you sleep, I feel you should have that ritual 30 minutes before you sleep. Whether it's switching off your blue screens, I'm sure you've heard it multiple number of times, but switch off your blue screens, read a book, light that candle, apply your dream range and just unwind, and you will see that it will have that repercussion in your body. It will sync up to your circadian rhythm and then you will be unwinding faster, sleeping deeper and obviously feeling much more refreshed in the morning. So simple things, candles, diffusers, creams, just using these essential oils around you, I feel has a great therapeutic value.
Nice. I do feel like a certain level of discipline in anything will help you kind of achieve whatever goals you want.
Correct.
And even if it's relaxation and wellness, the same as you said, you need that 30 minutes wind down routine. Just kind of start with 5-10 minutes and then that's what I'm going to start doing now.
Yes.
Start winding down.
Correct.
And, hopefully I'll see the change.
100%. I'll send you the dream range for sure.
Awesome, thanks.
Hey guys, I hope you learned a lot about the field of wellness, learned a lot about aromatherapy, learned a lot about contrast therapy, all thanks to Karan. Truly grateful, Karan, for your time. And we are going to be continuing this series here from The Alchemist and learn everything about wellness in today's day and age. So stay tuned.